let's go on and get into it. All right, so I use Guitar Pro. I think this is Guitar Pro 8. I don't know if there's an update after that, but this is what I use. This is the sheet music. It's not even everything, actually. This is not everything. Not the whole song, at least. But this is what I have so far. So right now, here's the intro. Now, for those of you who are learning music, and here's the fretboard. I screen record this. Okay, so just giving you some game. I screen record this separately from everything else because some people don't really want to see the notes on the staff. All right, and this actually has notes as well as tabs as well. Some people get confused with tabs also. Maybe I've done I've done a video with how to use tabs. That is very important because some people don't get with the notation. All right. But tabs are very straightforward. These are the 6 strings and the numbers represent the fret. That's pretty much it. All right. So anyway, intro. And this is the guitar part only, okay? And this is that initial part that is playing before the verse actually starts. So here's the verse. Da, 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Here's like the bridge. All right. And it pretty much starts back over. Okay. It starts back over. It doesn't start all the way back over to the top of these like the first line, but it starts back over to here. Okay. It goes right back into that. So as you all may have noticed, a lot of these songs, a lot of like, I guess pop songs, some R&B songs, country, a lot of times you have a pattern. Okay. And you can think of like once you establish knowing what the key of a song is, then you start to you start to recognize, I'm acting like the guy in the front of in the beginning of the video. You start to recognize the patterns of notes, the repetition of notes, the repetition of chords, the repetition of chord progressions. Okay. Now, I played that just so that you can see how it looks. Now we're going to get into some of the reasons why I do it like this. Okay. Now, the way that I notated this may not represent how, like sheet music, how someone would read it in front of them, but it's mainly to support how I want it to look on this fretboard. Okay. I want it to look on this fretboard a certain way. Like if I want for these notes to stay in a place for a certain amount of time so that you can see it, like on your phone. So we hear these notes hitting repetitively, but you don't really see anything moving on the fretboard over here. Okay. And that's just because I want you to see it. Now, I did something different here on this particular line, and I put rests, which is actually the right way to notate, but I just wanted to show you how it would look on the fretboard. Okay, see how it goes in and out. For some people, they may not see that. They may not like see it immediately because it pops in and out. So I try to keep it in. I notate it this way so that it stays on the fretboard so that you can see it. So that's just a little something that I just wanted to point out to you. Okay. Now, as far as notes, a quick note about notes is that every note has a value. When I'm talking about values, what I mean is every note has a duration. Okay, this song is 4/4, 4 counts, 4 beats, 4 bars. Okay, that's called a 4/4 count. And some would probably argue that it's an 8/4. So in 8/4, the way you count that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But here I notated as such: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Well, the proper way to count it: 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and each of these like these lines represent where a bar ends. So there are 4 counts inside of this measure or this bar. Okay, there are 4 counts in each one as far as this 4/4 count. Okay, so in each one you can count 4. You can do 4 counts within each one. But the way that these notes are subdivided, the reason why you might see certain notes that are black and some of them look like a circle, some of them don't have a stem. Well, the reason that is because these are what you call, well, this is like a double dotted half note right here. And there's a reason that it's put like that. It's just a duration. And sometimes, again, the notation and the way it's illustrated more so supports the way that I want it to show up on the fretboard. It's not necessarily the way I would write it for a guitarist necessarily, okay? But it just represents how I want it to show up on here. So, but these notes that have the circle with the stem, these represent 2 beats, okay? The circles that don't have a stem represents 4 beats. The notes that have, let me find it right here, is colored in and it has a stem. Well, that's 1 beat, okay? So all of these have different durations. The notes that have 1 flag on it are 8th notes. The ones that have 2 flags are 16th notes. All right, like over here, I don't know if it shows up. 16th note right here, 8th note right here, quarter note, half note, whole note. Whole note's 4 beats. And a 4/4 count is 4 beats. All right. When you start adding these dots, it starts to add like some swing, or sometimes it's adding a little bit of duration. I see it as it's adding an and. Instead of putting an 8th note, it's just adding 1 extra beat between notes. So if I want these notes to hit a certain way, like this intro, so I had these notes hitting, I had this note lasting until it's actually hitting right here, okay, and it's going into the next measure. All right, and these lines right here are called ties. It's tying this note, which is like a and in a way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. So you can see how this whole note, it lasts 4 beats. Okay, So I just wanted you to see that. And right here we got we got half notes. 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, 4. And these rests are right here representing when you don't play a note. But if I wanted to show up on the fretboard to stay like up here like this, then I wouldn't have these rests here. I would probably have half notes so that it stays on this fretboard. All right. So to the actual notes, I will do a video where I'm actually playing these, but this song is actually in F sharp minor. That's actually the 6th degree of a major scale. The actual major scale is A. Okay, if I'm thinking about that right. So right here is where I would actually count from it. So here's the F sharp, okay. Back to F sharp again. F sharp is always an octave away from one another. You have like 2 frets and then 2 strings up. That's always an octave. In those bottom 4 strings, an octave of one note to another note is always, it looks like this: 2 frets, 2 strings, and you got your octave. Okay. So that's where a lot of these notes are actually coming from. So, but again, the way that you count that up, this minor scale, okay, I would play it straight if I had. I didn't notate it ahead of time or whatever. Now, but this is the relative minor of this A. All right, this A is like the A major. Okay, so here's the A again. See that? 1, 2, 1, 2. Just showing y'all some little tricks. But when you count this A up, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what makes it make sense. That is actually like the 6th of a major scale, and it's the relative minor, okay, of that, and it's also F sharp minor. And what is that? Someone mentioned modes. Someone mentioned modes in the comments, and they were correct. The last song that I put up was the Michael Jackson Rock With You, and they asked, was it in Ionian mode? No. Was it Dorian? No, Ionian is the tonic. That's actually the one. That's like major scale. But Dorian. So it's actually in Dorian mode. All right, and that's coming from the 2. All right. So yeah, I described that, but I did not use the word Dorian. Okay. But this, the 6 is actually, let me so that y'all can see. Maybe do I even have it up? Yeah, the 6 is actually Aeolian. And sometimes I have to remind myself, what that is as far as like the names. But I know it's Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian. Okay. And there are different acronyms that you can put up to actually help you to remember what those are. So yeah, we coming from the 6 though. All right. So this 6 minor is actually in the progression of this song. All right, so you all remember that I already played it. I already played it for you, so you can rewind it and watch that as many times as you want. I'm not going to do too much describing the notes because you have the charts, but I'll play it again. That's an 11 chord. So this right here is D major 7th. I just said I wasn't going to describe it, right? I am describing it. I'm not going to say like what fret it's on and everything, but just to kind of recap, this is the 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. And where that 2nd dot is, that's where the 5th fret is. Okay, where the 3rd dot is where the 7th fret is. Where the 4th dot is where the 9th fret is. So it gives you a reference. When you see the double dots, it's starting back over. Okay, that's the 12th fret, and it's starting back over again. Okay, so it's like the same pattern all over again. On a 24th fret guitar, I think this represents like a 24th fret. Okay, so it's basically starting over again back to the open position where the 2 dots are, just so that you know. So yeah, this is a D major 7th, okay? That's a C sharp 11. Does it again. And notice here in the notation, I had to put the sustain indicator, so that you actually do that when you're playing, okay? All right. And I'll just add some in real time, just for the sake. I mean, since I'm doing it, I'm showing you how I do it. I'll add some, and then there's one slight difference that second time around where it goes to the end of that second verse, and then that bridge that it goes into. I guess that's what you want to call it. So let me copy. I'm gonna copy all this right here. All right, copy, select right here, paste. Okay, paste. Now when it comes to this part again, it's going to come back to that same part again. Okay, so that time it does not play that same chord that second time around. Because I think they say, I love you, baby, something like that. I love you, baby, something on that part. Well, it goes to a different chord on that part. that second time. And what it does, it doesn't go 2, 3, 4. It actually doesn't do this. Doesn't do this. So I want to take that apart. Take that away. Yeah, so we're going to start right here at the top. And it plays, in the bass, it's playing a G. But on the top part of the chords is actually like a sort of like a major seventh. So it's playing a C major seventh. Okay? That's what it's playing. That's how the chord looks. But you really only have to play these notes right here. So yeah. So, and that's actually a whole note. Like a whole chord right there. So it goes here. I love you. Da, da. Then it goes to the top again. Okay. But like I said, all you have to really play, you don't even have to play this part. You just can play those notes right there. All right. I'm not going to say what frets they are because they're right in front of you. That second dot, 5th fret. And you see that's the D string. Okay. G string, E, B, G, D, A, E is what the open string is. Okay. But where these dots are the actual position of that note on that fret. Think of it as a coordinate system, okay, like a graph or a grid, okay? I think that's all that I want to share. But again, subscribe, please subscribe. And I'll do these periodically. It may not be every single time, but I just wanted to show you how I do it, okay? I'll probably change this dotted note right here. Maybe I would just, I don't know. I could actually change this. I could actually take this away, okay, and make this a whole note. You know what I'm saying? I could do that. So. You see? So it did the same thing, even though I had 2 notes tied to kind of make it a whole note. It doesn't have to look like that. Okay. So anyway, which that right there technically doesn't even equal a whole note. It's just short of a whole note because it's not all 4 beats. But I just figured I'd share, and I hope that this was helpful. And I guess if it means anything, I'll go ahead and just play it just so that you can see what it's doing. I guess if you just want to see it, I'll play it so that maybe you can rewind it and just do it as you go along without me interrupting. So I'm going to play it one last time without interrupting from the top. And this is pretty much, in a nutshell, how the guitar part goes in this song. Okay, I'm going to start it from the top. I'm going to leave the chart here as well. But just know that we got notes here as well. So, and I might hum the melody. I haven't cleared my throat all the way, so my notes might be a little off. But here is the notation. I'll put it to the side as it's going. I might move it around. All right. Actually, my snapshot is like in the way, so you might want to see it right here. Okay, I'll play it from here. Ba-da-ba-ba. That's the horn part. Ba-da-ba-ba. top of the verse. That was my phone, sorry. All right, top of the verse again. All right, it's going back into it. All right. So yeah, that was a whole thing. I'll put timestamps, and I need to add timestamps to that last one too. But I hope this was helpful. I hope this was helpful. If it's not, let me know. I'll be just trying to do stuff that will help. Okay. But I also dually just, wanting to also talk about note duration, how to subdivide measures using notes, but just know that it's not mandatory. It's just that some people appreciate that. Some people like that. But some people just want to learn the song. They just want to see where you place the notes. So there are sort of three types of students who are learning guitar. They just want to learn it by ear, which I'm not mad at it. I learn by ear very well. And some people want to learn the traditional way, like notes. Give me sheet music. and some people kind of meet it halfway, where they just want some sort of a chart representing where to put the notes, and they can find their way. They're not necessarily playing by ear, and they're not necessarily playing by traditional notes, notation as well, like tablature or guitar charts, which represents the 6 strings on the guitar, and the numbers just represent, if there's a 5 on the first string, well, you find the first string, and that's the 5th fret. Okay, that's all that is. Yeah, but those are the 3 students, and I run into some students, and they say, I don't want the notes. Don't give me that. Tell me the frets. And some students say that they want that. And in fact, one student almost quit because I started to show him where to place his finger and everything. And that person was like, that doesn't work for me, So everyone is different. All right. And currently I'm not doing any individual lessons, but I am working on starting some group sessions. I mean, if that works, I'll definitely do that. Or if a membership works, some type of group, some type of community that you can be a part of, where we can learn it together. Okay. And we can support one another. Let me know how you feel about that. All right. And there are other communities out there, but just know I'm all, I got some insight too. I got some juice to share with you. And I'm willing to share it. All right. So that is pretty much it. I should have a link in the description of just a way to, stay in touch with you, and I can get you more information whenever it's necessary. All right. Please subscribe. Have a good weekend, a good day, a good life. I love you. Remember, it doesn't matter like how late it is to start guitar. If you're like 35, it's not too late. It's not too late. If you're 25, it's not too late. If you're 19, it's not too late. Okay? It's never too late. All right. I'll see y'all.